Welcome eSport race fans. This is race number 6 of 10 here in the NOSSCAR Short Track Series in Season 1, the very first season. Green flag is out. We're back to where it all started, Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, if you guys didn't see the season opener event, there was an 8-car wreck on lap 1. They all seem to get through pretty smooth here on lap 1 so far. Oh, never mind. There goes Humpy in the 43. He went sliding towards the outside wall. And it doesn't look like he recovered. The 27 car, driven by Throbbing Bane, normally driven by Kenny the Punisher, but we are welcoming back the former driver of the number 5, former NOSSCAR X2 Series race winner, Throbbing Bane. And RJ Haywood in the 42 had a problem there. He was down low on the inside. Tough break for him because he runs really good here at Bristol Motor Speedway. He had a shot to win in the season opener, that is for sure. And I love this camera shot, way up top so you can see the action. Ooh, looked like the 17 of Mananger made some contact with the outside wall a little bit, keeps it going. That's Kansas Kids in the 15 car just in front of Timac. It's a half-mile, high-banked oval, high speeds, 15-second lap times at this racetrack. Again, this is race 6 of 10 here in the NOSSCAR Short Track Series. This is one of 3 C Division leagues that are hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. All 3 of the B Division leagues are hosted on this game as well. And Daniel Harmon in the 23 had a problem there. He went flying to the inside, had to recover. And it looks like the 27 car, Throbbing Bane, gives up a spot there. Actually, I think the 27 is already 1 lap down, folks. A lot of carnage so far. Your leader up front is Larson Rocks in the number 31 car. Your pole winner was Daniel Harmon in the 23. He's also your NOSSCAR Sportsman Series points leader, which is another C Division NOSSCAR league hosted on this game. But he's having problems early. He's outside the top 10. 13 drivers here in the race at Bristol. Kansas Kids loses a spot to Timac in the 24. I believe that was for 6th place, 6th and 7th running right there. And if I am mistaken, I believe that they are both 1 position higher. Tyler Scott in the 16 car is just in front of just Ken. Never mind. Looked like Tyler Scott got moved out of the way by the 78, and Tyler Scott made contact with the wall, but he was able to hold on and continue. They're all approaching the 43 of Humpy, and remember, he went a lap down early in the race here. Lap 1, I believe, he was spun in turn 1, or turn 3 rather. He's going to let these guys go. That looks like and Timac in the 24. Wall glitch coming out of turn 4 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now he's going to have to back it up so he doesn't pull right out onto the racetrack, and he's going to continue on. But he now drops from 5th to 9th here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Or 10th now that Larson Rocks goes by. In fact, he's already 1 lap down to Larson Rocks in the 31 car. I am mistaken, it is Larson Rocks in the 31 that is the race leader here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So Timac scored in 9th. THR Hard Pickle in the 2 scored in 10th, just behind him. And it's just Ken in the 78 car that's behind both of them, who's actually running in 2nd place, but he's got a lot of ground to make up on Larson Rocks if he's going to go up there and take the race lead from him. For more information on how to sign up and become a NOSSCAR driver in the A Division, the B Division, or the C Division, go to NOSSCAR.com. There are no requirements as long as you are a respectful, clean race car driver and a compassionate, respectful human being. You're more than welcome to be a part of this series. Love this shot, this camera view. Might be the best one that they got for the Bristol Motor Speedway races. A Larson Rocks in the 31 car is negotiating lap traffic just up ahead of the 24 here that we're watching right now. Oh, and the 5 and the 48, they were running in 6th and 7th at the time, and they both collided and went up and hit the wall. The 5 is YGZ, and the 48 is Twitch Whiskers. Tough break for her in particular, because she says that she's not that great at the short tracks, but she was up there in 6th and keeping her car clean up until that point. She's certainly a contender in the NOSSCAR Sportsman Series, hosted on Fridays, which is one of the C Division NOSSCAR leagues, hosted on NASCAR 15 on the PlayStation 3 console. Now the 78 car, something had to have happened to him. I believe he might have missed pit road. So now he's back on the racetrack and behind the 24. However, it's not for position. I do not believe. Actually, I'm getting a report that it is, and Ken is now 1 lap down to the race leader, Larson Rocks, and he's going to go on around Timac in the 24. And that was for position. That was for 6th and 7th there that we were watching. A lot of drivers had issues here in the early going. Only 5 cars on the lead lap so far here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's a 50-lap race. All NOSSCAR Short Track Series events are 10% distance of real-life Cup Series races. 10 events on the schedule. They go to Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, Phoenix, and Dover, and they go to all 5 of those tracks 2 times, and that's what makes up the Short Track Series schedule. 43 car, Humpy, looked like he was on pit road, and problems there. Couldn't quite tell who it was. I think it was the 16 of Tyler Scott. He was spun out, and that's a tough break because he was up in 2nd, and now Daniel Harmon in the 23 is on pit road as well. Remember earlier I mentioned he's the NOSSCAR Sportsman Series points leader, and he's currently scored in 3rd in the standings coming into this race here in the Short Track Series. So his C Division program is very stout. Daniel Harmon in that number 23. We should also mention that Kansas Kids in the 15 car is having a good run. We just saw him coming to pit road. Now the 23 is exiting pit road. And we're getting a report that what we saw with the 78 car was simply him missing pit road. Then he had to get it back going again, and since then he's made a pit stop. Now Timac and Daniel Harmon trying to work around the 16. They do. Looks like the 16's actually coming to pit road again. And oh! Problems for the 15 and the 24. Looked like the 24 was trying to come to pit road, but he didn't really get down to the track like he should have. And he got spun for his effort, and now he's going to have to go around the track once more to make his green flag pit stop rather than, going backwards and pulling into the pits. And here he comes now. Pulls lower this time. That was Twitch Whiskers in the 48 going by. Just Ken in the 78 going by. Daniel Harmon in the 23 just went by. And the 24 is on pit road here. That's the 16 car leaving his pit stall. That's the 42 of RJ Haywood on pit road. And there he goes. Timac took a little bit of extra time to repair some of the damage, and now he's back out onto the racetrack. It was a clear surface, so he was able to get back out onto the banked track and get some speed, but he is 1 lap down, and the 31 car of Larson Rocks is currently scored as the race leader after the cycle of pit stops, and he is only about 3 seconds behind the 24 from putting him 2 laps down. Oh, that was the 5 car of YGZ. He was spun out up at the top of the racetrack in turn 3. And now Timac's able to get around the 78 car. That is for position. Remember, Timac pitted a lot more recent than the 78, so his tires are much fresher. And there is the 5 car. He was able to recover from his spin, and he's going to come to pit road to get some 4 fresh tires on it after spinning there. That's, I believe it's Daniel Harmon that's going to let Timac go. Daniel Harmon is on the lead lap, running in second place right now. Timac's just simply got the fresher tires. Yeah, I believe that only the top 2 cars are on the lead lap right now, because Kansas Kids is currently scored in third, but he's the first car 1 lap down. Oh, and the 2 and the 24, we've seen those 2 cars battle at Bristol for years in the real life Cup Series at Bristol. And they made a little bit of contact there. THR Hard Pickle is 2 laps down, trying to avoid going 3 laps down to Larson Rocks in the 31, who's not too far behind these guys. I think you just might have seen him in your picture there. He was getting around the 78 of Just Ken to put him 2 laps down. Timac in the 24 car currently scored in 4th, 1 lap down. And now he's able to clear the 2. Just Ken in the 78 car is scored in 5th. He is the first car 2 laps down. Oh, it looked like the 2 car went up and smacked the wall in turn 2, and he was able to get back on the gas and continue, but it certainly cost him some valuable track time there. Larson Rocks in the 31, and Ken and Daniel Harmon, they were all able to get by. RJ Haywood in the 42 is back there with the 78 as well. They're having a nice spirited battle with each other, and everyone was able to clear the 2 car. 23 nicked the wall coming out of turn 4. As long as you don't do it too many times here at Bristol Motor Speedway, you're fine. But in this current video game that we're watching, NASCAR 15, there is such thing called a wall glitch. We saw it earlier on the 24. We saw it last race at Dover for the 24 as well, where you just barely touch the wall, but it sends your car like a boomerang to the inside. You have to make contact with the inside wall, and it really throws a wrench at your race plan. Oh, like some connection problems for somebody there a moment ago, and Humpy in the 43 car suffered from it. He went up and made contact with the outside wall. The 27 car, driven by Throbbing Vane, he had some problems early going in the race. He's currently scored in 11th here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Mananger in the 17 car just came off of pit road, and I believe that might have been his second pit stop, so he must have short pit with some issues early in the race. We're getting told that Mananger is currently scored in 10th position in the 17 car. Not very many laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Larson Rocks in the 31 car, a part-time driver here in the NOSSCAR Short Track Series. He missed the first 4 events of the season. Is your current race leader and looking very strong here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And looks like Throbbing Vane's going to give Timac some room and let him go. Yeah, Throbbing Vane just simply is, he missed the setup here for Bristol, it kind of seems like, because he's a good driver, especially at the short tracks, so this is really the series that he's going to excel in, but I think he just simply missed the setup here for the Bristol night race. And also that front end damage is certainly not helping things. He got tangled up in something earlier in the event, you can tell. A lot less downforce for the race car when you got a big opening at the hood there. Timac in the 24's got a big opening. Kansas Kids in the 15 car's got a bit of an opening as well at the hood area. However, Kansas Kids has been able to stay out of trouble for the most part here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And just as I say that, he nearly got in some trouble. Coming to the finish line, he nearly got in some trouble. Congratulations, Larson Rocks 31. First career NOSSCAR Short Track Series victory, and it comes at the track you probably want to win at the most in the Short Track Series, and that being Bristol Motor Speedway. Daniel Harmon, the Sportsman Series points leader, 23 car, finishes in 2nd. Kansas Kids finishes in 3rd. Timac 4th. Just Ken 5th. Tyler Scott 6th. Humpy 7th. Twitch Whiskers in 8th, RJ Haywood in 9th, and Mananger rounding out the top 10 out of the 13 cars. This was race number 6 out of 10 here in Season 1 of the NOSSCAR Short Track Series, one of 3 C Division leagues hosted on the NASCAR 15 video game on the PlayStation 3 console. For more information on how to sign up and join our series, you can go to NOSSCAR.com and scroll to the bottom of the homepage. We'll catch you at Martinsville, guys. Round 7 coming up.